Occasionally, it's okay to admit that you got scared. It's always the right choice to take action in response to whatever is freaking you out, but letting that slip and not telling your mom about it and then letting her find out the worst way possible is a work of malicious art. The next video, which takes us back all the way to 2010, features a man named Jesse. He was in his house alone in broad daylight. What could have gone wrong? I mean, it's 2010, baby, the end of the Dreamcore era. Burglars won't try to rob your house at that time of day, and you just finished school. How beautiful. But it gets intense really fast, really quick, and switches from the coziness of daylight into the darkness of the ghost's realm. So the man was aware that he might have heard some noise in the house, so he had to make sure his ears were correct, and it didn't take long before something paranormal occurred. The Xbox controller he had on the table began slipping off until it fell. And so here goes down the pack of whatever the thing was he had on the kitchen counter. The man couldn't hold it, and before he released it all and smoked these ghosts with his own stomach gas, the door of the bedroom immediately slammed shut on its own, almost as if the ghosts ran there to hide from this man's natural release. Anyways, Jesse followed the ghost's steps and locked himself inside the bedroom. He set up the camera and let it roll. The paranormal didn't stop though. But talking about switching, the guy switched roles in the second video with his mom or girlfriend. I don't honestly know who she is, but she had the paranormal coming. This innocent lady thought Jesse left the refrigerator open. Little did she know it was a trap set up by the ghosts to get her noticing them. That's where the paranormal party kicked in, and the cabinet doors began swinging and throwing whatever was stored inside them.
What's all this banging? Someone out there? What the?
Jesse, you left the fridge open. Holy. Oh my God. What's going on? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
We hope to see more from him, not like in the paranormal part, but in general, he is one of the old tribe of the internet. 15 years is really some long period of time, but I think he is safe now. Even back then, he uploaded a video after the two shown where they were celebrating Christmas. If you ever think that you're in a problem, remember not to call specific people, which most likely would be useless, but rather try to work on solving the problem yourself, and before you do so, keep in mind that you might be the problem. Let's now get to Damien, and I know why the waste of time and not directly talk about the guy. Well, you will understand why in a second. Damien is someone who works as a security guard, and he patrols the night shift. He works at a local supermarket that just happened to be also super haunted. The place has a night shift just to serve these freaky entities, and I'm not referring to those drunk ones after midnight. I'm literally talking about ghosts. The guy just discovered the place was haunted not that long ago after he heard noises of things dropping, which doesn't make any sense because he works alone at that time. So either some employee isn't doing his job right when placing items on the shelves, or the place is indeed haunted. The answer was found quickly, as Damien discovered the other night, while he was wandering around the aisles when he reached the deli section. For a second, I thought someone was going to pop out of nowhere behind the counter and ask the man to try some food samples, but in reality, what happened was that some of the toast bags fell on their own. And not just from one section, but multiple. Even the shopping cart was rolled. Later, Damien found some toothbrushes scattered on the floor. But would the man just call it a life and live with the paranormal and pretend like it doesn't exist? Nope. He brought his dog, and that dog began acting weird, fixated at emptiness and barking. Now let's go back to what I said at the beginning about being the problem. What if Damien was the reason the supermarket became haunted? Because the dogs were also acting weird inside Damien's home.
Son las 2:12 de la mañana. Y se escucha un sonidito, como si fuese un despertador. Yo estoy acá completamente solo, soy el sereno de este supermercado y se escucha algo. ¿Qué es? Allá. Este aparato que se encendió solo. Yo no lo toqué para nada. ¿Y por qué? Ahí dejó de sonar. No, ahí vuelve a sonar otra vez. Está dentro de su paquete.
Divertida línea de tocador para chicos, jabón y colonia, shampoo con aroma a chicos de todos los personajes con cabezas coleccionables y muchas cosas para jugar, regalarte o regalar. A muchos les gusta que los regasten. Si quiere mejorar su imagen, descubra Philips Touchline. Funciones computarizadas en pantalla. Más de 750 líneas de resolución horizontal.
Bueno, gente, soy el sereno acá de este supermercado y ahora estoy por lavar toda esta zona. Esta sería la zona de huevos, lácteos. Y bueno, acabo de escuchar algo en la fiambrería. Debe ser mi amigo el fantasma. ¿Qué querrá, no? Parece que mi amigo el fantasma se quiere comunicar a través de esas luces. Fantasma, ¿quieres tú algo? ¿Estás aquí? Dime. Ah, bueno. ¿Qué quieres? Hola. Bueno. ¿Me dejas trabajar mejor, fantasma? Por favor. ¿Me dejas? Que quiero trabajar tranquilo. ¿Estamos? Por favor. Hace un rato terminé de lavar todo este sector, toda esta zona, y escuché algo. Algo que se cayó, ruidos por acá. A ver. Unos... ¿Qué pudo haber sido? Se cayeron estas cosas entonces. Un par de... Se mueven algunas. ¿Quién lo habrá tirado? Se siguen moviendo, algunas quedan en movimiento. Creo que volvió mi amigo el fantasma.
Either he is the one haunting the supermarket due to a ghostly attachment, or the attachment happened after he discovered that the place is haunted. Either way, based on what this man usually posts on his account, I might have to lean more toward the first choice. This next guy is named Levy, and for some reason when I was watching his investigation, I was only thinking about one thing. This man is clean. I don't know why, and obviously I wasn't referring to his haircut, but the way the investigation went was just clean. He reminds me of someone whom I usually feature. Levy is still new in this genre, at least in terms of YouTube videos, but he immediately charged at the scary world of ghosts with full commitment. He decided to investigate a place called the Glencliff Mansion. A weird name if you ask me, but it gets even weirder as we learn later, and I don't know why I referred to myself as we here. But the mansion also served as a church and a school, and then they wonder why they left the place deserted. Anyways, with the combination in mind and the fact that it's abandoned, plus how creepy it now looks, it's a perfect server for the paranormal. Levy made his way in, and he mentioned how he seems to have encountered a shadow figure in his previous visit. But the past is the past. We want new shadow figures now, and we got what we were asking for, but we will get there after seeing what led to such a creepy apparition. At first, the whole investigation revolved around some faint sounds that were barely heard because the volume was bumped too loud. Sounds here and there, but they were getting louder and more noticeable as the night proceeded. These sounds were footsteps and bangs, footsteps as if someone was circling around Levy. But it only got serious when a door was moved somehow. Levy tried to be logical and say it might have been the bat who moved that door all the way. But once he said that, logic was about to leave the chat before he corrected himself by saying the door is way too heavy for a bat to move it. Before blaming ghosts, one door wasn't enough, so another door was also moved the same way. But to get to the creepiest part, Levy was wondering if the legends are true that the spirit of the girl who took her own life inside the mansion actually manifests, but what he got instead was a shadow figure peeking at him.
Alright guys, so we made it now. There's a couple of bats flying, hopefully they don't freaking bite me. Because it only takes 5 minutes to recover. Now this probably, I'm guessing this used to be like an auditorium or something in there. I'm not sure. Oh, there's always bats somewhere. I gotta be careful. As you can see it flying. Nope, gotta duck down. Here we got a couple of shoes here. As you can tell, it's gonna be a lot of anything that's close. I have to lower down the thing yet. Oh man, this always, I don't know why this always gives me the chills. It's like a downstairs. I was gonna say downstairs to nowhere, but oh, what was that? Hello, anybody there? I heard a bang. If somebody's there, can you make another noise? Oh, oh. Oh, you hear that? I don't know if that's the bats or the church up here. I'm just here recording. If you don't want me here, just let me know. It's moving. Damn, we just got into. Let me get close to it. Maybe I could hear it better. Maybe the birds outside is kind of weird. Oh. Hello? That was so weird. Oh, there's a movement over there. Yo. I wasn't ready for this. Oh, no way. Oh. Oh. Who's in there? Hello? Which literally just opened. There was another bang down there too. Yo, this place is creepy. Dude, he literally taps on like walking. Sounds like it could be like in the middle. Yo, this place. You hear it? It's like somewhere around there. I noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed, but every wall has different colors. So it's like a yellow color. Yo, look at this safe. There's noises everywhere. Either somebody's here, either it's a spirit, or either it's the old building dying and slowly the walls are decaying, everything just falling down. But stuff like that sounds like something is here. But when I was doing this, I don't know if that was that I set it up, but it's a knock. I noticed like some of the numbers here, main walls are like numbered. Oh. What was that? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty scared right now. I think it's time to go. Oh. It's funny how that thing's shaped like a cross, the wallpaper. Oh, the door just opened. I don't know if that was a bat or orb that came out, but the door literally just opened. Oh, the bat. The bat is back. Couldn't be the bat. There's no way that the door is so heavy for the bat to push the door open, but... And it's like literally just part of it. I swear I saw this thing moving. Yo. How's this main trick? Yeah, but let's move on to those. Oh. Dude, that thing literally just sounded. Look, it's moving. It's moving. Yo. It was literally this sound. Yep. It was this sound. Yo, listen, it's crazy. There's something moving there. Maybe water drops. What is that? I don't know if it's coming from downstairs. Something literally just walked through here. I know where that noise is coming from. Yo, I'm gonna get out of here because... Yo. Oh. I want to check it out, but...
Honestly, the way that head peeked at the man very swiftly and disappeared made the tension reach sky limits. I mean, even if this was not a ghostly apparition, a stalker in such a place is much scarier than a ghost. It's ridiculous how fate can really turn you around. Like, for example, in the next video, the one recording is somewhat of a scientist and skeptic of the paranormal. I mean, are you even surprised that he is a skeptic? He is a scientist, so that's the perfect ordinary combination. But, as I said, you can't run from your fate. The man did try to run from his own house, but not before he discovered the truth. Now, I have never heard of a house getting mad at its owners because they want to move out and sell the property, but the house we are talking about here is built different, not because they used some weird materials to build it. I meant it's not like a usual house spiritually. The place became haunted right after it was put on sale. I'm not certain why they had it on sale, but that was prior to the occurrence of the paranormal. We continue. The man later began experiencing some strange activity. The cabinets in his kitchen were going left and right, and he had no logical explanation for it. So once he decided to record it, it stopped. not for the reason you may think of, but because these ghosts were preparing for much more. They threw the can of beer on the floor and even more items, like a fork, almost aiming at the man. Though it didn't end there, as for the other footage, while the man was in his living room, ready for any weird, scary activity, the curtain was slowly moving and swaying, almost as if it were being sucked lightly by a silent vacuum, and so does the garland he had attached to it, but perhaps what followed up was the seal of the deal. The plastic bag he had on the couch was almost being left from its place. There is obviously no wind involvement here, even if the man had the windows all open, which he didn't, as according to him, he had them shut. But even if they were to be open and it was storming outside, that's not how the wind would have moved stuff up. This is too twisted. I have featured the next guy before. His name is Mazzio Sanchez, and I had him on the list with only one clip, but that was due to the fact that I didn't find the original account of the man back then. Now that I've discovered it, here comes one more video and only one very short video. He works at a funeral home that has reported a strange paranormal phenomenon, which they attached to the cause of a newly arrived lost soul. And later, Mazzio witnessed the scary activity on his own. But in the next clip, and as a follow-up, the man was patrolling his shift when he began recording for whatever reason. As he went downstairs, one of these light poles, or whatever these things are, moved on its own until it fell down, sending the man running back to where he came from, the second floor.
Estamos aquí en la funeraria, otra vez, con ruidos raros. Entonces, pues, está solo. Ahora sí. ¿Cuál pinche que se ve? Que nada. Estoy solo. Estoy solo, a la chingada. Estoy solo. A la chingada. A la chingada. A la vez. No mames, no mames, no mames. A la chingada.
It was such a quick clip, so it really didn't require me to say much about it. But it also startles me that they haven't yet moved out, that one who caused the whole paranormal activity to occur in the first place. Imagine if they decided to actually move Mazzio himself instead, mistaking him to be the cause of such activity, since he hasn't been working there for long. Imagine also that you subscribe and watch the next video on screen.